Yo, hello guys. Welcome back to the Rogues Passage podcast. We're recording just the two of us.
Just two of us.
just Brady and I tonight.
Yeah.
Also, coincidentally, we were just like, whatever, let's just stream this one live. So we might have some people in the chat that are contributing to whatever tomfoolery we get up to as usual. Where do we want to start? Okay, we got like 4 main talking points for this episode of the podcast. I think number one, we're going to get into this tournament that we're going to host. We teased a tournament a little while ago and then backed off, and now we're settled in. We got a date. I believe, let me just confirm that. I think it's November 19th.
At First
November
Player.
19th at First Player, local store in Calgary. By the way, I'm Tanner Cherry. I didn't do an introduction at all.
And I'm Brady Magpie. Hi.
We're going to stream this one. We're going to shoot the shit. It's not Friday night, but it feels like Friday night. It's Thursday. It feels like Friday night because my homie here is basically moving in for a bit. We're gonna spend a lot of time with each other, so this is fucking rad.
Yay!
I'm gonna confirm this. Yes,
I'm excited.
Sunday, November 19th. Please mark your calendars. We're gonna host. Rogues Passage is gonna host alongside First Player. Dope, really awesome little local game shop. We're gonna do Brady's original idea was a two-headed giant, like a team tournament.
With no restrictions this time. I think with the exception of some of the rules that we're putting in, going for a power 7 to 8 with, and there'll be a discussion as to what that means, that range of 7 and 8. Without, because before I wanted to kind of add in like a theme by like removing colors and just basically playing God, and that didn't work out too well in the makings of the event. So we're not doing that anymore. All colors are allowed, and honestly, it's again, the focus is team synergy. So we want to just see badass teams kicking butt and really coming up with fun combinations for pairings. Honestly,
yeah, that's the fun of two-headed giant, especially like I would say two-headed giant is most commonly played in like limited events, right? Like we're sealed, where you're opening the packs. I guess that's how it was born, right? That's how the official format was born. There was a certain set that came out, and Wizards was like, let's do two-headed giant as the pre-release. I think it was the pre-release format, and that's how the format was like officially adopted. But yeah, for this, it's basically like you're going to register as a team of 2. The format is Commander. The tournament format is two-headed giant. So you're going to have a teammate. You're going to register as a team.
This will be anonymously. We are keeping all this information to ourselves until the day of, when everyone shows up and everything's on the table. Everyone's going to see who they're up against, and this is going to be, I think, the biggest thing for people to work around. This is the one rule stipulation everyone's going to be like, I think the most tripped up over is just not knowing what's coming to the event. So that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it's a proper tournament, right? You won't know what the field is bringing. You have to sort of figure out how to build your decks for the field. Now, it is a tournament, but also, I mean, one of the things that you wanted to stick on with the last one was like, stop being so sweaty and mean. Don't be mean. Like, let's all have fun, right?
Yeah.
You were like trying to restrict blue, and you were trying to restrict land destruction because you were like, I just want people to have fun.
Yeah. I still want them to play competitively, but I want that fun to hopefully come from teams working together. Like for me, especially the most important thing about Magic is, and again, it's about community, but I have only really truly felt that in a competitive format like this, while you're working with someone and there's no, just you against the world. When you have that feeling, it's so amazing, so I want that to really show. I expect most people going into teams are going to be really close. So we're going to see a lot of charisma. We're going to see a lot of chemistry. We're going to see a lot of you suck, we rule. That's going to unfortunately be a thing. So
the first thing that like I will be your host. I'm not going to be entering this one. Brady is going to have a teammate.
Yep.
Brandon is going to have a teammate. I'm sure all of the other people that
me and Brandon might actually be on the team. That's
I think you guys should split it up just in case, so that there can always potentially be a rogue at a different table.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun,
right?
Actually.
Because
that
I think we're going to have to be like
that makes sense.
The judges and arbiters of what's going on.
Still working out the kinks. So we don't even have a name yet, but we have officially rolling. We're really eager to get this done, especially after face to face. We feel honestly very invigorated and hopeful to get our name out there and start collaborating with all the other people in the YYC. I have reached out to Into the 99.
Beyond.
Oh, and beyond, yeah. I've reached out to Into the 99, so they're, at least some of them, because there's a big crew over there, they're going to be joining the tournament, so that's exciting.
Yeah, shout out to Into the 99 podcast. We met those guys at the face-to-face tour here in Calgary. We've been talking to them, and on Sunday, we're doing our next recording day, and we've invited one or more of them to come over and play. So yeah, we're gonna record. We're gonna try to shoot in a podcast and some gameplay with fellow content creators that are in Calgary, and that makes me very happy because they were super. Like, okay, one thing I don't know if they'll see this, but one thing that I loved about walking by their setup, like their booth, those guys have great smiles.
Yeah,
like they were always so happy. Their vibes were so high, and like if you came up to talk to them, there was just smiles. So yeah, keep that shit up because you guys are great. And I can't wait to play with, I guess for sure, Daniel and potentially more. But we'll see. We'll see how Sunday wraps up in regards to shooting. Yeah. I'm excited for that.
You're in for a treat, man. When me and Emery went against Dan and Ross the first time, it was Nostro and Furcrag. And I was playing Chishro, and we had Dihada on the battlefield. And it was just, that was still to this day, and me and Emery have been talking about it, like one of the greatest games we have ever actually had.
Yo,
like it was
that's high praise.
No, really. We being able to just kind of introduce ourselves and represent as well, and actually kick butt in our own way, you know, absolutely. I think Emery brought on too much hate with the chaos. A Havoc festival at any game is salt-inducing, so, you know. Be sure to watch that episode. Actually, we'll put a link into that because they released it separately on their own channel. So we'll put a link for that. And it'll be great to see them down, especially for Sunday. So you guys get to dance with the devils as well.
Spell Piercer in chat, is that Emery? She says can confirm.
Spell Piercer, yeah.
Hell yeah! Thanks for coming in.
Hi Emery, I just talked about you.
You're great. I love you. Thanks for representing the rogues.
Yeah, thank you for actually. Man, We've recorded with Emery 3 separate times, I think, and maybe one of them was it just one that made it to?
Yeah, so far with the Gremlins, and our own misplays, and just figuring out our process.
No, I honestly feel like I need to like cook Dylan we need to like get Dylan over and cook him a massive dinner because I think he's been over here 3+ times to record with us, and all of those episodes had to be scrapped.
Yeah,
our content creation is grueling, and it sucks because like I'm pretty sure, like I felt really bad last time. It was like, man, I hope Dylan doesn't think it has anything to do with him.
No.
Like, he's one of our, like, he's very intelligent player.
And very supportive. We have,
very
like,
supportive.
In our meta of things, like, outstanding opinions. Honestly, really, really, bro, thank you.
Hell yeah. This is just a love cast, the Rogues Passage love cast.
100%, yeah. Just the love cast today.
So yeah, stay tuned. We're going to release the details of the tournament. I wanted to sit down tonight and get like a poster done.
We tried.
Brady's here, and it's like, okay, we actually need to like really refine our details. We want to keep the details simple, but also one of the things that, we should probably talk about this right now. One of the things that's going to be the most difficult for us to police is power level 7 to 8.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like, actually, what does that mean?
I know all you dirty commander players know what the hell that means, but I know you're going to try and break it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that, like, it's so undefined as well as it is defined. It's like, it means nothing to say power level 7 to 8.
Yeah.
But I think what we're going to do is we're going to...
Not CDH.
Yes.
And we're gonna have a list, so we're going to have the CDH meta list, like all of it's going to be there. We're going to cross-compare all of it, too, because we're going to have to go over decks and stuff and review everything that's coming to us because we're going to be, submitting all this. And, we can, going on that alone, I think we're going to be fairly accurate as to what we can or what we're hoping not to expect, especially if you're like over 50% of that list in any of these decks is going to be like, flag,
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some like sleeper deck lists where you'd look at them and be like, this is fine, and then when it plays, it's like, oh my god, dude, like.
And also new cards maybe that haven't even been seen yet will be at the tournament. Who knows?
Yeah,
combos undiscovered, darlings.
We want you to know. We want you to know that we're going to try to do our best to make it like an environment where people are not going to feel shitty about playing against another team or something, or another power level. Like we'll do our best to mitigate that. Honestly, if you're interested in being in the tournament and you have opinions, please comment or get at us, or just help us mash this into a fine, tasty paste.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's the name of our event, Tasty Paste.
Tasty Paste. Yo, that's lovely.
It means nothing. No, we're trying to come
up with something.
We're trying to come up with a name that was like Two-Headed Giant, adjacent, and like also potentially being like a Nightmare Before Christmas or like a Halloween
theme thing, because we wanted to do when we rearranged things again. We're like, okay, we're gonna do a Halloween tournament, and my rule switch was like, okay, but it has to be spooky. Like you have to have like like an actual horror themed commander. And then it's like all colors on the board, blah blah blah, same thing. And then that didn't really quite work out, especially again adding restrictions to it. Like if you're committed to it, sure, it's not a problem. But especially if we want more inclusivity, it just doesn't work, you know.
Yeah.
So now this time we want to at least angle it towards a Nightmare Before Christmas theme because it's right in the smack middle of it. And then I thought, well, maybe we could do like snow permanents versus like horror themed creatures again.
Hold up, hot take. We got Jacuzzi Daniel in chat saying Two-Headed Christmas. You give your teammate a deck to play, they give you one. It's like gifting.
Ooh.
See, these are great fucking ideas.
Yo, that's lit.
Yeah, the thing is, we're going to be hosting this event for I think we want to do a 16-person tournament. So when it comes to Brandon and Brady, 14 other humans, because I'm gonna run the broadcasting desk. I'm gonna try and bring my radio voice. I'm gonna be in costume.
Yo, Emery, you're on my team.
Ooh,
I'm calling you out now. You on my team?
That's dope. We want to do. I think opinions of the people who actually feel like they want to enter the tournament would be great, but we don't have much time.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's advantageous that we fired up the live stream. So if anybody's watching this and they happen to care about maybe being a part of it, get at us before the weekend's up, because we're gonna probably hammer out the details for Monday or something. It's me, you, and Tanny. Oh yeah, we got Shrintek, we got fucking Brando in the chat, disembodied Brando. So we are all three of us rogues on this podcast today. But yeah, he's living super south now, and our schedules, I don't know about you guys, but my schedule is mangled right now.
I've been in the process of moving and then moving and then moving.
Yep.
Oh man.
I had a dream last night that we had the Into the 99 guys over on Sunday, and none of my equipment worked. And it was just embarrassing.
That would be
my brain.
Rough, actually.
My brain starts to do weird things when I'm just overloaded. But anyway, on to more shiny rainbow talk. What else was on our talking list?
Our talking list. Well, we got most of it. Honestly, we got it all down. Thoughts and expectations on the tournament. I did want to mention things because we are keeping things anonymous. So I have hopes to see unique pairings that hopefully have never been done before. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to a non-CEDH comparative level of EDH, I'm expecting some commanders for sure. But my money is on unique ones that really, because again, if it's about synergy, I really love that idea of two creatures. Like you guys can have as an example, that classic Thrasios and Tymna. You could have a Thrasios here and a Tymna there. Like how could that work separately on both board states? Things to consider. And that's what I like. How can you guys really properly synergize?
Yeah, that'd be funny if you brought a CEDH pairing and sat down at the table and everybody just the big groan, and then all you're playing is just total shite cards.
My first tournament we had a team and they brought two Riku of the Twin Reflection. Oh my
I can't
God.
remember their name right now.
Two Riku decks, and they did pretty good. But I wouldn't expect that. I'd be baffled if someone decided to do that. That'd be kind of funny. Actually, that'd be really funny. My money is on happening at least once with one team now.
Yeah, you will be required to name your team, so get creative.
Yeah, get creative, please. Yeah,
name your team, and honestly, you can make it whatever you want. We're not gonna censor your team name. Brandon is reminding us in chat about the Fallout spoilers.
Oh no, we got this written down, Brando. Thank you.
Yeah, Brady started actually getting into it and being like, "Yo, look at this," and I was like, "Shut your mouth. Let's start recording."
Stop it. Okay, well, let's move on to that.
Yeah, let's do that next. So, for everybody that doesn't know, Universes Beyond, like the Lord of the Rings.
Here we have this now.
All of the things that they release outside, like Transformers, blah blah blah. Fallout is coming down the pipe. They finally started showing us some cards today.
Yeah. So in the Q1 we have Ravnica Remastered, Murders at Karlov Manor, and Fallout, which we're going to get to here. Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which I'm really excited about. Modern Horizons 3. Assassin's Creed, which I'm very on the fence about. Bloomborough, which alone, again, I think that's the Redwall variant.
Yep.
I'm really excited about that. And this Duskmourn, which looks right out of an H.R. Geiger nightmare.
Yeah,
really
Duskmourn is going to be sick. But for today, we're going to go over some Fallout spoilers.
Yeah, we're going over Fallout spoilers. So, let's just load up here.
I guess, for the people on Twitch right now, we won't have card overlays, but for YouTube, they'll, of course, be right here. Blah, blah, blah. What do you want to talk about first?
Check it out. Okay, we're going to just start from the beginning here. Caesar, Legion's Emperor. It's Mardu with one colorless, so it costs 4. That's pretty cool. It's a legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose 2. Create 2 1/1 red and white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking. The other is you draw a card and you lose 1 life. And the third is Caesar, Legion's Emperor, deals damage equal to the number of creature tokens you control to target opponent. That.
So when you say choose 2, you can't choose one thing twice, right?
No, the mode, you have to, And I think if it's anything like Rankle, you have to start with one mode and go down, I think. You can't just kind of, and we can do a rules check on that. Maybe anyone in our chat. If I'm wrong about that, I don't know. I think when you start with a mode, you have to go sequentially down from where you started. So that's pretty savage.
Oh, also, I guess Jacuzzi Daniel is Daniel from Into the 99. How's it going?
Good to see you. Daniel, real check for us, please.
We were showering with love earlier. And
that's pretty savage.
So I'd like to say
that's incredible.
This is sack 2 creatures and create 2 creatures. This is actually like
that is nuts.
This
is very competitive. This is very competitive.
It's sack 2 creatures, create 2 creatures in which you can sack the next turn, and so you can keep drawing cards. Like it's versatile.
Ishin in the 99.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about attack triggers is that you have to attack, and there are many games of Commander where you just can't attack. You just don't
tell that to your Tali deck.
Tell that. Yeah, actually, okay.
You know what? If you build it right. No, this is a terrifying brew. There's so many, like you can throw in Rankle and Torbran, throw in Rankle, throw in Greven, ×2, like Ishin, so for your ×2 upon combat triggers. Like, oh man, it's so you get aristocratic combos, you get card draw assist, so like a Phyrexian Arena trigger, that's fine. And then just the claws are just get your Anointed Procession and your Secure the Wastes and get all them out. This is almost like Jetmir and Mardu.
Yeah, so
with way more steps and chances to combo off. This is amazing.
It seems cool. I don't like how the first ability and the second or the third ability fight against each other. One wants to create creatures. Oh no. Well, okay, sorry. The attack trigger sacrifices creatures.
Sacrificing
and then the last
creature.
one is like for how many creature tokens you control. So you really have to be like you're fighting against your own.
Hoffrey Ghost Forge with a theft mechanic in this deck. Throw in Radadrabic. This deck is insane.
If you're sacrificing your opponent's creatures, you're mitigating all of that.
Straight up. And then like you throw in Radadrabic, so if you have like a legendary you steal legendary. This is how I'd build it. So Caesar, Legion's Emperor, Theft. So I'd have all that clause in there. I'd make sure I'd have Hoffrey Ghost Forge. Or the other one I just mentioned, whoever it was. I basically sacrifice them, and then you get copies of them. Radadrabic and Hoffrey. So you get copies of them, and especially with Hoffrey, you're exiling them from their graveyards until that copy of yours goes away. Okay. So there's so much control in this. Mardu, this is literally... Brandon, I want your input right now. Like, is this not amazing? Oh, wow.
Does anybody... I'm not a Fallout fan. Does anybody here know who Caesar, Legion's Empire, is in the story? I don't. Is he like the big baddie? Is he the... Oh, God, I was trying to... Handsome Jack?
Ooh,
is that Borderlands? So, yeah, we can move on to the next one.
Here's one for my...
How many cards do we got? Are we going to talk about all these?
We'll try to get through some of them. We probably can.
Yeah,
we got 12.
These. All right.
Okay, Dogmeat. Yeah, why don't you read this one out?
Dogmeat, Ever Loyal. This is Naya colors, red, green, and white.
Just 3
to
mana.
Cast. Legendary creature Dog. Good boy. When Dogmeat... I mean, fantastic name, Jesus. When Dogmeat enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards, then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Interesting. And then whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, create a junk token. I'm just going to scroll to the junk token here so we have context.
Sacrifice this artifact.
Sacrifice this artifact, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card this turn.
Ooh.
So it's like an impulsive draw for red, right?
Outside of red even. Like, because normally you see that with like Rakdos colors, like Prosper does a lot of that. So this is kind of cool, and it's a Naya. That seems pretty sweet.
Brandon's just like, yeah, that's great, but Mothman. Okay, I assume I did see there's a picture of a Mothman.
Well, I have input on this. Mozzie, True Sworn Paladin. Cards like this, amazing for any Earl. Who's that classic Naya Vulture? It already has Hexproof and it gets +2/+2 for each aura equipped to it. I can. Uriel. Anyway, probably all the people watching are
yes, that one
shouting at me right now. It's great for that. I'm not sure about the junk token and exactly how that could work, but it seems fun.
Well, so there's nothing other than just tapping and sacrificing it, right? So junk is just see another card you can play at this turn. I think the junk token is actually really powerful.
I think it's great. And if any drunk mechanic in an Ashnod, the Uncaring deck, ×2 sacrifice triggers, that sounds pretty sweet.
And hold on a second. So in a deck, Dogmeat, you're building the deck with auras and equipments. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, so every single creature that you control that's enchanted or equipped,
that's pretty great.
Essentially draws you a card.
Yeah.
It draws you a card.
That's amazing. And in Mozzie, attacking creatures that are enchanted get +2 and 0 if they're attacking opponents you control. So that's pretty cool. This is amazing for the 99 there. That's great.
Cool. Yeah.
The Wise Moth. What is that? What the one?
All right, we're going to skip Dr. Madison, I guess, and go just
Oh,
straight.
wait, no. Sorry.
Okay.
ADHD. There we go.
Yeah. Stop looking at the moth.
Stop, though.
Okay, the next one. You want this one?
Yeah, I'll get this one. Dr. Madison Lee. Again, so 3-color. This one is Jeskai, so blue, red, black. Oh my God, blue, red, white.
Judge. Judge.
Legendary creature, human scientist. Oh,
Yo, energy counters.
Energy counters. That's amazing. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get an energy counter, a singular one. Tap, pay 1 energy counter. Target creature gets +1/0 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. That's pretty cool. Tap, pay 3, draw a card. Tap, pay 5, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's pretty cool. Assuming that there's going to be a high synergy with energy counters, that seems...
Yeah, I'm thinking in my Elsha of the Infinite deck, whenever you cast an artifact spell, I'm thinking like Sensei's Divining Top gets cast a lot of times in that deck. So energy counters would be plentiful, but you have to tap to do it, so you really only get to use 1 per turn.
Tap mechanics, honestly, I just went against Nostro, so if Ross ends up seeing this video, bro, you could do something around this. You could you're the one, Mr. Tap.
I actually can't wait to watch that game. I haven't watched it yet, but Nostro is one of those, like, it's a card that I put in my Elsha, and I've never actually drawn it or cast it. I've never played with the card.
Ross did more than I was. It was crazy.
Nice.
I was so impressed.
Okay, so how do you feel about energy counter? Is this the first legendary creature we have that cares about energy counters?
No, I think there's some that. I don't think so.
Like
I think there's no. There's some. There has to be some.
I'm talking about like energy counter.
Like Kaladesh, like when Kaladesh first got. No, there has to be. No, there is. There has to be. That's just.
We're gonna sidebar. We're gonna sidebar.
Energy.
Emery says so impressive. Do you like this Jeskai? I was about to say Planeswalker. Playing too much Oathbreaker lately. This Jeskai commander.
Yeah, so that's a custom.
Okay. Oh, custom. Yeah, it's so hard looking through the custom ones.
Artifact creature, legendary artifacts have it.
So
a lot of creatures have the ability, but so far no legendary.
Yo, Brando, are you actually posting the links to the cards we're talking about in the chat? You are so fucking awesome.
Yeah, doing the work that we can't, baby. Yeah, I can't see. You know what? Straight up.
Wait, so good. He said it was on $100 for the whole build.
Legendary permanents, yes, not for creatures. I wonder if they thought
the Nostro commander deck was under 100 for the whole build. That's cool. I actually one point in this podcast I wanted to talk about this pile of cards I have right here. It is the Oathbreaker deck that I just bought, and I would like to recommend to other people that might want to get into Oathbreaker. I'll leave that for after we're done with these cards. But
right on.
It was just so like the deck was like so cheap.
So yeah, no, I think for that being, I'm assuming after everything, I just Google didn't provide me anything right away, so I'm assuming that's the first legendary creature that provides legendary counters, and that should be pretty sweet, especially with an untapping and tapping mechanic. That'd be great.
Cool. All right, let's move on to the Mothman. We got
send us away from that one.
We got the Wise Mothman with look at this art. Oh my god, I wish. Yeah, Brandon, put this. Put this in chat. It's a Sultai. It's a Sultai insect mutant commander. 1 black, green, and a blue for legendary creature flying. Hold on, I need 3/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, each player gets a rad counter.
Love that. Yeah, it's
the radiation. Okay, I was like, is this like rad? Like, whoa,
you get this, bro.
Rad, dude. Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled in any way, I guess, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. Hold on. So what does the rad counter do?
Brandon already claimed that. I know he did.
What the rad counter doesn't interact with this card?
So let's see what it does. Radiation.
Oh, at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. This is the radiation counter. This is kind of like an emblem or something. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, if you have any rad counters, mill that many cards. Oh, so you mill that many cards.
Oh God. Yeah. Brandon, please make the deck.
In your main phase. For each non-land card milled this way, you lose 1 life. You lose 1 life and a rad counter, so you actually can't stock them up. You start to you start to consume them.
Yeah, proliferation can do things, eh?
Interesting. Okay, the radiation thing might play very. I feel like that's one of those mechanics where you have to sort of play with it to see how good it is, if it's good or not. So anyway, so we get a rad counter when he enters and attacks. There's no haste, so let's say the first time you attack, you have 2 rad counters. Whenever one or more non-land cards are milled, which at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase you'll mill 2, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. So you'll be able to distribute counters equal to the number of rad counters.
Ew, won't that partner with Altar of the Brood? Isn't that permanent enters your battlefield? I wonder if you cast something.
Sure. It's sort of like, it seems like it would be really good in like a Hardened Scales type build.
Oh, absolutely.
But we should, man. I wonder. There's no way we can get Brandon on voice right now. Is there?
Yeah, no. Altar of the Brood. So whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard.
Yeah, Brando is already. He's just screaming in chat with all caps. He's like, "I'm already building it. I just needed to release."
I love you, bro. Don't worry, I'm not touching it. It's all yours,
how many hours ago did this come out? I imagine the past 6 hours has been.
I think it was today, right?
Yeah, it was definitely today.
Gary clone. Yeah, are you carried away with the next one? I'm excited about this. This is hysterical. So anything with squad is going to be savage. It's going to be so broken. It's going to be game breaking, I think, a lot.
And Brando's calling. Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Brando Clan.
Yeah. we got Brandon on speakerphone.
Hello.
Hi, Brando. How are you?
The delay. I need to see if I can hear me.
Yeah. You're gonna have to be my audio wizard here.
Absolutely hear me on stream. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
How you doing? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. This is super weird. Okay.
Okay. I apologize for the audio listeners. The phone speaker into the condenser mic is probably gonna sound like shit. But here we go, Brandon. Tell me what you think about this Mothman deck.
Man, I saw the Mothman. I saw the picture before I saw the actual card. And I'm like, that's cool fucking art. Like, what's that from? And then it led me to the card, and I'm like, wait a second, is this like somebody's like weird altar? And I'm like checking it over. It's like this is really cool. This is really well done. And I'm like, it didn't even faze me, and I sat on that all day. I was on the bus fucking home. When like I saw the list of them all, I'm like, wait, this is it? Oh my! I shit a brick, man. Counters. With counters, mill, and just it's the most jank nonsense on a commander I've ever seen, and I love it.
So I would like to say, were you not famously poo-pooing this set when we had the podcast talking about the release of it? You were like, fuck Fallout.
I already made a post on Facebook too, like tagged with my name, saying I wasn't sure about it at first, but I'm kind of starting to love it.
Cool. Well,
you know what? To be honest though, fuck the rest of it. Just give me Mothman. Just give me Mothman.
Actually, my question is...
I'm making Caesar.
How is this set going to be packaged and sold? Is it Commander decks?
I think it's kind of how it's being done with...
Lord of the Rings, isn't it?
No, similarly to Lord of the Rings, but not the same thing. So they just did it with the Doctor Who sets too. You can buy the boxes, or like the commanders, and then they're doing like some level of like set and collector boosters, but there's not new cards. It's just like the cards from the commanders, I think.
Okay, well,
I don't know. It's weird.
I'm worried that your voice sounds like shit through this mic, so I'm...
All right, yeah. I said my piece.
Well, add subtitles if it's bad.
I'll see you back in chat. Love you, Brando.
Okay, bye.
All right.
What a swell guy that.
Yeah,
Brando.
what a peach. What a peach. Yo, what's up into the 99 guys? It says love the background, guys. Thank you. This is dude, Hour Devastation and Amonkhet was the first set that got me, like, when I got into Magic, that was what was on the shelves.
This is Predator. Yeah.
What are you talking about? I was gonna make a joke and it's bad. There was a hilarious meme that I saw recently with like, do you remember like Chris Hansen, like To Catch a Predator?
Yeah.
There was like a AI meme of like Chris Hansen like giving a talking to a predator like standing in his kitchen. Like, just I'll put it on screen now.
Yeah.
For the YouTube viewers.
For the YouTube.
Anyway, let's get back to these Fallout cards.
All right. Gary clone. Check this out. This is pretty sweet. So it's got Squad 2 and it
costs 1 and a white creature.
1 and a white. It's a human citizen. So we're going to see more of that subtype going on here, citizens. Squad 2, 2 colorless. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may pay 2 any number of times. When you do, or when this creature enters the battlefield, create that many tokens that are copies of it. So a lot of combos, like so many combos. And whenever it attacks, each creature you control named Gary Clone gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So that's going to be kind of game breaking.
I mean, the only way to break this is if you have infinite mana, right? Otherwise,
Infinite mana or a lot of mana style synergies. You know, I can see this being easily very, very competitive. Not necessarily this creature, but if you have like haste, you know, anything on board, depending on the colors you're rocking, it is 2 mana with only 1 pip in its mana. So that's amazing. So it can get out there a lot faster, I think.
I have a very, very important question. Who the fuck is Gary?
Gary?
I don't know Fallout stuff. The last Fallout game I played was Fallout 2. I have not
Fallout
played
3 for
any of the first-person Fallout.
I know Dogmeat. I've seen that, but it's like I think that was also in Fallout 3, but also just for memes. Dogmeat's kind of famous.
Yeah, I know
all these other characters I have no idea.
I know that these games are like very loved. Brandon's even posting the meme that I was talking about. This guy is lighting up the chat. It's on fire. All right, next card. So we talked about the junk token.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about a blue card, an instant, a 3 and a blue called Rad Storm. I mean, hell of a name. Instant, Storm, Proliferate. All right, how do you break that?
Any infinite engine at all. Any infinite engine that wants counters. Whatever counters you want. So that's typically it. Any Storm deck is going to want to go X into whatever and maximize how much this can fuck people up. We're still fresh into Infect and Modern, or Toxin or whatever. It's still around. So we have, with all this new Infect still kicking around in the circuits, this is just going to be a really strong. Well, actually, up until who knows when Fallout finally comes out. I think Phyrexia will still be in rotation, right, with Standard?
Yeah.
So this will be really strong.
So
all these cards are going to be so
Proliferate,
strong.
I mean, like,
this is going to be...
So, there's Commander, right?
Yeah, this is Commander, right? I don't think this will be legal in Standard.
Every card ever printed with a black border will be legal in Legacy.
Okay.
Right? Legacy is a format that is... The reason they call it Legacy is because it is the legacy of all cards printed in Magic ever. Vintage is a format where it's, you know... I believe Vintage does not include the supplementary products and all that crap. It's not crap. I'm just using words. But no, Legacy is like when True Name Nemesis got printed in a Commander product. That card like destroyed Legacy for a bit because it was like you have protection from target opponent or whatever. So there's like no way to deal with it. Anyway, so Rad Storm, yeah. Like I wonder, Storm is a thing. Legacy Storm is a deck. I'm not a proficient Storm player, so I don't know if that's something that would be like Proliferate would only be good if you have a game-ending Planeswalker on the battlefield or Infect counters on your opponent.
And classic Grape Shot bullshit combos.
You know? Yeah, I mean, Grape Shot just domes you, though.
Yeah.
Right? Good old red to the dome.
Yeah, so any Storm mechanic, just storm off, combo as many spells as possible, and then bust this out. Let's say, what can combo with this? I was just thinking Tainted Strike, but no. You need, it'd probably be Dimir, you know, Icarats, yeah. Anything that gives Infect counters to everybody, a poison counter to everybody, and then just bam. On average, I think this will be game ending with Infect. But you could also do with like this is I can guarantee you, and if Brandon's listening to this, this is going into Falco, and I don't care what you think. If it's too strong, nah, it's going in there. This is so cool. I love it. At instant speed, broken.
Emery says, I think Rad Storm will be really good with energy decks.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
So you'd proliferate your own energy counters?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other like qualifier is that you have to have already like spun your wheels and done something big. I guess, hold on a sec. Rad Storm, I mean, you have to be in a deck that already has like an engine. Yeah. Right?
And it's singles in color, so I think it's easier to get out there. If this was in a Zet, I think it'd be fairer.
Well, it is. It's blue. You can fit it in any Zet deck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if it was.
Oh, you mean if its
casting cost was
right,
one, I don't know, like a red and green, or oh my god, I keep doing that. A red and a blue and 2 colorless. You know, much fairer and easier or harder to get off in some kind of more complicated way, at least by. I don't know, but still, this card's incredible.
Okay, Rad Storm's cool. I just got a text from my wife saying she wants to get down here and start practicing for her performance tomorrow. So We got to start getting through these.
yeah,
I guess
well,
it's good. We'll finally have a fucking podcast that'll be under an hour.
Yeah, Callie can wait 10 minutes. Your wife can wait 10. We're busy. We're working.
All right, I'll take the next one. Or did I have the? What? Do you want this one? What?
No, you did Storm. Yeah, I did. I'll do this one.
Yeah.
Idolized. It costs 2 mana. It's white. Enchantment, Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets XX until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. That is so strong. That is so strong.
So what's it called again? The intangible virtue. The what's the ability called that does that?
All that glitters.
No.
One of them?
It's when it attacks alone. It gets
Exalted.
Exalted. Yeah.
Exalted. Yeah. So it's basically Exalted.
Enchanted creature.
The strongest Exalted I've ever seen.
Oh, so it's Exalted, but it's fucking permanents you control.
Yeah, and imagine if all your other creatures had Exalted. This is one of the strongest cards I can see in a Rafik deck now with modern printing.
This is strictly better Exalted?
Yeah.
For 2 mana, that's a good aura.
Well, if you pair it with Exalted, even stronger. But yeah, on its own, if you're still playing Exalted, that doesn't have the Exalted mechanic because there's lots of it now.
Sick.
Yeah, that's incredibly powerful.
That card tickles.
Voltron deck specifically, yeah.
Cool, I like that card.
That's nuts.
All right, I'll take the next one. We got another white card. We got an enchantment aura again. We've got Encumbered, and the artwork looks like
I love that. It's
somebody
like
carrying
weird
a
dildo gun.
large gun and a huge backpack and just falling the fuck over
that goes exactly where I think
he
it's
is
going.
ribbed for whoever's pleasure.
Mutants, mutant buttholes.
Ooh, okay, the first line of text on this card really makes. I'm not going to read the rest, but it says enchant opponent. I love this already. When Encumbered enters the battlefield, enchanted opponent creates a clue token, a food token, and a junk token. That's terrible. At the beginning of combat on enchanted opponent's turn, that player may pay 1 for each artifact they control. If they don't,
that's
creatures can't attack this combat.
That's pretty great. I think it's like
so you're giving them. It's like a what's the blue card propaganda?
Kind of.
It's
you're giving away a lot. There's a little bit of
creatures can't
Curse
attack.
of Opulence.
Well,
kinda.
hold on. What this means is they have to pay 1 for every artifact they control, or they can't attack.
That's pretty great.
They just can't.
That's pretty amazing.
Is actually
that's really busted. That's going to be in most competitive decks.
You're giving them 1 token that they can sack immediately, and 2 that they have to pay for.
At the risk of life gain and card draw.
Well, hold on.
Anyone who has if you're giving that deal to the player who's playing Treasure Tribal and they have the Academy Manufactor, like,
I have a question.
Yeah.
A clue token is 1 and tap to sack it, correct? Or is it 2?
And so is food.
A food token, so that's 4 mana. And the junk token is free. So you have to pay 4 mana to rid yourself of all the tokens, and you do get a card draw off the junk token. Or you pay 3 and have to do it again the next turn.
Yeah.
I think that everyone's going to be forced to just do it. So you're just putting a huge tax on
anyone who could just remove it. Suddenly they have all those clues and foods.
It's a 4 mana gate to open combat. I think that's still pretty powerful. And they have to do that like.
What if you enchant yourself with it?
Oh, but so it only gives them the tokens when it enters. Once they get past that, I think they're.
Oh, it's opponent.
But if they have mana rocks, they have to pay 1 for each one. Oh, you want?
Yeah, literally. No, I love cursing myself with opulence. So I'm like, wait a second. Then I just remember the first thing we read in the card: enchant opponent. I wonder if a good Zedru can get that around. Some kind of weird back and forth with John Arenicus and Zedru on the battlefield. That'd be funny.
Okay. The next card, I love
Vats. Yeah, I got this one.
If Brandon can put it in chat there, Vats.
Yeah, it's got a
because Vats is the targeting system, correct? Yeah, and the image shows how you can target the head.
Split second's coming back. That's fun.
Split second.
So split second is, as long as it's on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. So basically it shuts things down pretty decently for a moment. Choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness. Destroy the chosen creatures. At instant speed, 2 black.
Hold on. Split second, choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness.
That's pretty great.
So you can use it as just single creature.
Very I'd just say that's perfect against token armies and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
and it's at
my god.
It's at 2 black pips, so 4 mana, 2 black pips, instant speed. That's amazing with split second. Oh, that's so good, tasteful.
Split second.
You can get around it because if there's a counter battle. You can be like, anybody at all could be like, oh, I'm going to counter this. Someone's going to counter this. And then the priority happens. And be like, well, I'm just going to play anything at all with split second. And I'm going to just stop. Like full stop. That is what happened. Sorry, folks.
What is the legality? What is the format legality of the set? Is this modern legal?
I don't know that. That'd be your forte for knowledge, darling.
Okay, I got some digging to do. We got one more card because that card might be interesting and that might be a fucking
pair that double that up in a deck. Jeez.
Sideboard card.
No,
modern,
just commander.
Right?
That's very strong commander.
Okay.
Sideboard, all that, yeah.
All right, last card from this previews is Feral Ghoul. It is 2 and a black for a creature zombie mutant. Menace 2/2. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on it. When it dies, each opponent gets a number of rad counters equal to its power.
Mazarek.
So you irradiate. Your zombie is irradiating. Wait, is this like one of those zombies that you run into that blows up into a radiation, like a gas cloud?
100%. Yeah. They're just feral. No, feral ghouls are just like the ghouls that are obviously way too radiated, and they got of the brain cells that the ghouls normally have. Yeah, the feral ghouls are officially just mindless creatures.
So at a minimum, when he dies, he gives your opponent 2 rad counters. Your opponent then has to mill 2 cards and lose 2 life.
That's amazing. I love that. So in my Mazarek deck, which wants things to be sacrificed and then puts 1/1 counters on my shit, or even Ziatora, I would absolutely. That can really, really piss people off.
Interesting.
Any of those Yuri Master of the Review decks? Oh yeah, it's gonna go in there.
Interesting. Okay, cool. I mean, out of the 12 cards that we've looked at today, which some of them are tokens and emblems.
10, I guess, 2 tokens.
Yeah. What do you? I mean, I know Brandon's excited. Brando is all he's already deck building.
Oh, I'm gonna be building. I have the skeleton of my Urina Kudro deck from Ikoria. It's still one of the strongest human commander typal decks I've ever played, and that's just gonna go in there. And frankly, I still have the meat and bones of my Greven deck and my Rankle and Torpin deck, so that's just gonna go into that. I'm gonna have a really, really horrible Mardu brew here in the next.
Brando says there's more up. But the haul is looking good. I wouldn't mind actually waiting until maybe there's a little bit more meat, and then we can go through it as a team together. Moving on, what was the other thing that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, so we mentioned Duskmourn earlier. Duskmourn is a set that will be coming out later next year, I think. Wizards announced something that was very controversial recently, but it was like, if you've been paying attention to anything, it was like very expected. So Wizards took the tried and true method of making a booster pack, which they did for so goddamn long, and it was a booster pack, and it had 15 cards in it, and you could draft with it, you could open it. There was a rare, sometimes a foil, and then they were like, let's chop it in half and make set boosters. Set boosters have wildly taken over because in reality, so many more people buy booster packs to open them for pleasure than to play a game of Limited. So draft boosters were sort of there to maintain like the ability for people to draft, but as expected, draft boosters sold quite poorly compared to set boosters, because set boosters, you had the ability to have multiple rares. You had like a foil, like an art card. You had an opportunity to get like the list. I don't know if you know what the list is. It's sort of hard to define sometimes because they change it, but the list is like, hey, if we need to reprint these commander cards or these other cards, we can just like shove it into the list slot, and those cards will then have an opportunity to be opened in booster packs and be printed again in some way. So that was how like Magic got divided into the draft booster and the set booster. And then of course the collector booster if you bougie. They just decided to axe the draft booster. And as an avid drafter, I was terrified that they were going to do this.
So it's just set boosters, right?
No, they axed the set booster too.
Huh. So it's just a bunch of cards.
They basically took those two concepts and they were like, screw it. Boom. They just jammed it together with like a meat tenderizer. So it's called a play booster. So we're back to just having one type of booster, starting with Duskmourn. There will only be two types of boosters. You can buy a collector booster and you can buy a play booster. But the play booster is essentially just a set booster that is draftable. They injected the core heuristics and mechanics of draft into the set booster, but they did it in a way where draft is going to be forever changed. It used to be that you would always have one rare in your pack. And if you open in a 15 card pack in Limited, you'd have one rare in your pack, and you could potentially have another because you had a foil slot. And if the foil was a rare, you'd have two rares. Play boosters can have up to 4 rares, because there's one slot that's like a guaranteed foil slot.
I'm doing that, like 2 rares now. Like Eldraine, I keep getting 2 rares a
Well, it's
pack.
because if you're buying set boosters, that you're getting a high likelihood of 2 rares.
Oh, yeah.
Set
I
boosters
don't draft
are
myself, so like honestly, this doesn't affect me too much. I would actually probably be more into drafting now that the rigidness of what I find a draft booster pack to be like, like as soon as you take away that awkwardness, and maybe that it won't be. Maybe I'll find it just as awkward still, but like maybe I'll finally actually get into it.
Brando's in chat. He's like, wow. Dude, I'm actually leading up to, like, I am an avid drafter. I love limited and I love draft, and I am so for this. Because it was so confusing having set boosters and draft boosters because like the more people bought set boosters because they wanted to open them and draft boosters didn't get bought, it was like sort of, I was scared that it was going to communicate to Wizards that draft wasn't that popular and that like there was musings, there was, oh my God, like, are they going to just like stop supporting draft? And I know in my heart they never will stop.
I mean, they already did that. They already added more time to the sets available to standard already, didn't they? Like they hold it back a whole year.
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah. They changed the standard rotation, which used to be 2 years. Now it's 3 years?
3. I think it's 3 years now. So it'd be weird to do that and then also really fuck up the magic of draft.
Well, draft is like, I know that Friday Night Magic took a huge hit with the pandemic, but Friday Night Magic, just going to your local game store and playing whatever's up for grabs, draft was always like, it's a great way to get cards, especially in Arena. If you want to build your collection in Arena, you should be drafting because it's like, it's the most cost-effective way to build your collection. But dude, paper drafts, like, if you kill paper draft, Wizards, I'm out. I know that I'll always be able to draft the packs that you printed in the past. But those will run out.
Those will eventually run out.
No, I'm so glad that they've committed
It'll be a renaissance where all the old stuff is being bought out because no one wants any of the new shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm already expecting some of it to happen. Like,
honestly, like it's probably not too far off that like the old school people who just want to draft, it's just going to go on digital and they're just going to have their digital playground. And
when Arena becomes more commander friendly, I'll actually be on Arena all the time again.
Arena will never be commander friendly.
Well, fuck me then.
I guarantee you. The UI or like the interface, I do not think that it will ever lend itself to being more than 1v1. Magic Online, you can play, I think, up to 6 players in a draft, and it like the screen itself segments into 6 different.
I'm still waiting for that Yu-Gi-Oh technology, man. Just break that out. I don't care what dick I need to suck. I will be on that Coliseum. Okay, maybe I should stop with the cocksucking jokes. I can't stop it.
Cocksucking gin and
I
tonic.
have a lot of dick on my mind.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
No, I'm excited though. It'd be cool to see something really, really dope about that. And honestly, I'm interested to see what they do to the whole draft thing. It'd be, I don't know. I normally only ever join a draft night to collect cards, and it.
Well, also for the social thing, right? Like,
the social thing, but yeah, I never end up having fun because I'm like, yeah, I put so much thought in my deck process and standard, modern, legacy, all of it. Like it gets so complicated when you have more than one title, as opposed to make sense to me having a singular thing, maybe multiple, like multiple different types of ops and preordains, whatever. Sure, fine, but it's easier to work for my head to work around that than it is. It's like, here's 4 at a time. I don't know.
Well, draft is easy because you only have to deal with what's in front of you, right? Yeah. You don't have to worry about like the quantity. You just if you pick 2 of the same card, then you pick 2 of the same card.
It's like I've been in enough like tournaments where like I came in second once because the Vorinclex. I was the only person at the Kaldheim draft that I was a part of with you.
Oh yeah, it was like pack one, pick one, right?
Yeah, pack one, pick one. I was just like, boop, I didn't even think about it. I remember this. I was like, I want this one. Is that okay? I was like, I guess. I'm like, thank you. And then the first pack I pull open, Vorinclex, Altart, Kaldheim frame, everything. I was like.
Man, speaking of Vorinclex, our recent episode that came up last Sunday of Oathbreaker. God damn it, Brandon! I'm gonna shame you live on the air. That Vorinclex, we all got wrecked by that Vorinclex so hard.
Yeah, that was you,
like,
boo boo.
Old Vorinclex was like one of those cards that you just, if you play it, you lose friends. And new Vorinclex is like even worse for Oathbreaker. And the worst thing is like you put it in your deck and you got smashed with it because Gavin stole it.
That I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be on the ban list. Like as soon as this game starts to evolve more, we're going to see ban cards like that. I feel like it makes more sense to have even more of a like especially for a companion spell. Like Oathbreaker is now so Like, you only have so many planeswalkers, and they even started to reduce how often they're going to be releasing planeswalkers
Yeah,
now, right?
one
it's
planeswalker
going to
per
become
set now.
very cutthroat. I think it's going to become, if it does burgeon and there's more awareness of it, there's going to be that like top 20 guaranteed, like inarguably the strongest characters, planeswalkers in Oathbreaker, and then the strongest combinations of that. Like our first episode with it, I played Elminster and I used Brainstorm, which is literally the best combination to have with Elminster. Are you freaking kidding me? Especially like I came out with rolling like 28 fairy dragon tokens with my combo using Anointed Procession and Blinkmoth Infusion. Like, if you do it right, you like insane. And we had Spencer doing, of course, very,
That was
safe
the Elspeth and
Teferi's Protection. And you know what? The Teferi's Protection was a winning card. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to fog all the time. Like, no. This is how my deck wants to win. And he did, like, at the very end of it. I'm very grateful it wasn't it wasn't halfway through the game, because I've been like, whoa, that's a short one, boys. You know,
you set up that engine and you executed it, and then it was basically like, deal with it or you're dead.
And we couldn't.
Luckily, he did, right? He was able to destroy all the creatures. But I love that. I love when like a deck just, it's like, you give me a few turns.
Yeah, like Gavin being an absolute outrageous troll.
Yeah.
So great.
Check out our most recent episode. I
Yeah.
believe it was episode 13, our Oathbreaker.
Forgiving the audio gremlins, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of derped hard.
Do we want to
on
talk
that one.
about that shit? I've been having like the hell of a time with...
We have mentioned it a few times. I know people are.
I know, but like we're still dealing with we're still releasing episodes because we're on a grind to release an episode a week for 100 pieces of content. And we're not going to stray from that. Like, even if we have like a hiccup or something, we hope you stick with us and you understand that like it's tough. For some reason, the way that like the wireless microphone receivers go in via USB, they like offset, and we didn't know. You just don't know until you're done recording. Oh, we're working on it. I've got stuff in the mail that is going to fix it.
We've been having more hands on board when we're like actually filming. So having someone that can, hey, audio's good, camera's good. Hey, watch your language, watch your volume, that whole thing. Yeah, we're working out the kinks. And honestly, our formula is only getting better, like guaranteed. There's been no waste progress, I think, from the beginning. So,
all right. Sorry, I'm replying to a text. I'm being.
How's the wifey?
Yeah. Well, do we have anything else that we want to talk about, or should we move to
honestly,
resolution?
We got our merch.
Oh yeah, the merch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Quiet, Luca's sleeping.
Yeah. Love the kid. Oh yeah, no, we got our merch in. It looks amazing. We're super stoked.
Yeah, we still have 6 of these hoodies for sale. So
yeah, we had this on the last podcast as well, but we may as well plug. We're trying to.
Yeah, get up there, swag.
Got the thing. We got the the untap upkeep unblockable quotation. I'm so proud of. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanna buy a hoodie, it's definitely like help support us in any way. We currently don't really have any ways to like help support the project, but this is our first big way.
Yeah, we'll have an image prompt here for as well, but working on custom sleeves as well. This is actually one of my original designs here. Whoa! Very excited. We're gonna be experimenting more and more. Brandon has a lead on 3D printing stuff, so we're gonna see some prototypes of that, and
yeah, we got stuff in the works.
Going to start experimenting. Aside from that, I can't think of anything else.
I'm gonna just quickly check my notes just to make sure that I'm not missing anything, because I'm so bad for that. Okay. Oh yeah, the only other thing I should just Card Kingdom. I'm sorry. No, I got my cards. They're all right there. You guys are great. I did want to say though, like last podcast, we were just like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, we did call
what happened to my cards? Like they're just lost. And they were totally lost. I looked at the tracking information and I ordered them August 31st. And October 3rd, they showed up in Los Angeles for some reason. Like, I think they got put on a wrong truck and they just had no idea where they were.
So it was not Card Kingdom's fault.
No, it apparently they got back to me. They were like, yeah, there was a whole bunch, like between 3 days, there was a whole bunch of shipments that just got lost.
Yeah, I had my own big order once, and I got really messed up, and like it was a pretty decent shipment, but I didn't add the unit number to my apartment, and they all apparently came, and then they all apparently got sent back, and I got a hold of them just in time for their like order intake so they were able to fix it. They're like, hey, we just got all the cards, but I'm like, well, like if you haven't done the information yet, could you just send them back to me? Because only one of the card orders, which was the one I was really most excited about, which was my Secret Lair Kalia, the Vast. it was a very expensive card, and it still is an expensive card. And I was like, I finally had the money for it, and I was like, nope. So that was the one that they weren't able to send back to me in the mail. So I got refunded for the Kalia, but everything else got sent back to me pretty promptly, honestly. But make sure you have your address correct when ordering from anywhere internationally, please and thank you. Don't be an idiot. Oh my God.
I mean, I had my address correct, but it apparently just got like put on a truck going the wrong way, and it was from some weird city in California. It wasn't Los Angeles, but yeah, they just like California's a long way away.
Yeah, it is.
They gave me some store credit, and they are absolutely wonderful. Customer service was fantastic. I remember, last podcast I was just like, damn it, what's going on, Card Kingdom? You guys are great.
Yep.
I will order from you again, especially because now I have store credit.
Yeah, I mean, I have enough history there. I haven't stopped from them, but I'm going to start doing face-to-face a bit more, and even just like, other local stores.
I would like to remind, because I did it for the first time this time, if you do order from Card Kingdom, Loading Ready Run is sponsored by them, and all you have to do is put in the comments, button please, Loading Ready Run sent me, and they'll just send you a free button with like hilarious stuff on it. And the one, I got it attached to my microphone over there, it says math is for blockers. It just sends you a little pin.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just don't forget. Also, it shows them that you love Loading Ready Run. If you don't know what Loading Ready Run is, please educate yourself.
That was Bear Force 1, right? That's where that came from?
Bear Force 1 was Graham Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Command Zone game nights. And Kathleen, as well, his wife, she has, I think, won twice.
Oh, she was the one who played Drana, I think it was, right?
Yeah, and recently she slayed with Rankle and Torbran. Yeah.
Mahart, that was one of the featured episodes we had on our channels. I played Rankle and Torbran, which, again, great as a commander. I want to see your brew now, because I tried, and honestly, I think in this case, like the new Caesar card is really the angle I want to go for, especially adding white to the Rakdos theft and sacrifice mechanic. So I'm excited to see that now.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been your first Rogues Passage podcast, which is Brady and Tanner.
Yes.
It will not be the last.
No.
Because now we're roommates.
Yeah, we're roommates now. And then the next one will probably be, I don't know, like me and Brandon. And then...
No, the next one's going to be with hopefully Daniel on Sunday.
Oh, that word. Yeah. No. I'd be excited.
If we'll have you. Is that a way to say that? You're invited.
Come to us. We want your love, darling.
Don't look into his eyes. You'll turn to stone.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right. We're gonna send this one off.
Peace out, guys.
We love you guys. Thanks for all the people that have palled around live. Thanks, Brandon, for we disembodied.
Put it in some work, babe.
Yeah,
goddamn.
Disembodied Brando on tech. I guess What do we have to plug? We're gonna do the tournament. If you want to be a part of the tournament, follow our Facebook page. That's probably where we'll post it. Mm-hmm. If you want some merch, just message us.
We got sizes. We got a million different varieties of these 2 letters. It's a lie.
Other than that, we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, have a good night.
I can hear the music coming in now.
Okay.
Gray Matters, sensual sounds. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one, Rogues Passage Podcast.